Miami, a city known for its beautiful beaches and lively nightlife. It's a paradise for vacationers, an escape for locals, and a city that builds its reputation with promises of luxury and happiness. But as Miami grows as a high end destination, so do its prices. Beneath the glamorous surface of this dazzling city is a harsh reality. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, the 305 is one of the metropolitan areas in the nation most affected by inflation.
When you believe you've got a grip on your finances, something changes.
That's for sure. CBS News Miami's Steve Majuri has what you can do to ease some of that financial stress.
USDA says that in 2025, prices for all food is predicted to increase by 2.2%.
The figures reveal how stubborn inflation has been. Or really, you probably noticed price increases across the board on food, on cleaning products, on personal products, and Feeding South Florida is seeing a lot more.
The American Consumer Price Index for 2024 stood at 3.2%, but Miami's year-on-year inflation rate was at 4.9%. Those numbers have produced an increase in housing to food prices, making it hard for some to stay afloat. For Nolan Creary, a theater major at FIU, rising costs means juggling academics and several jobs just to afford basic necessities.
Taking care of yourself is getting more expensive to take care of yourself for gas. Which is going to affect now every other aspect because now you have to work hard to get gas to go to school. I have 3 jobs currently. Yeah, I had a 4th, but I had to quit because I was in school, and I finally got cast in a role in a production. So that's of course taking my time, which is actually slowing down my revenue.
The stress of financial troubles, combined with missing out on a social life, has taken a toll on his mental health.
I've had to make a couple of sacrifices in terms of availability. Of course, I'm not able to see my friends as often, which sucks. But that also means that we as human beings are social creatures. So you kind of need to be surrounded by people who you love and who love you, you know? And so when you go out into the world and the world is always against you and you feel alone in that, it becomes very defeating and tough. And well, it's not a good way of life, right? So that's another battle by itself, not just fighting inflation.
Nolan's story reflects a larger trend of Gen Zers who are financially struggling. Ayana Ruiz, a marketing student at FIU, and a social media coordinator at the University of Miami School of Law, was forced to adjust her budget and now pays $1,000 a month for a small efficiency in West End.
I was forced to downsize due to my previous rent and with the cost of living being increased. And that also led to me not being able to purchase furniture and necessities in my new home, like a new closet, which my efficiency doesn't bring. And it also doesn't let me spend money on myself like how I usually would, like a normal person would.
According to the March Zumper report, Miami is ranked 6th in the most expensive rental markets in the country. The median rent price for a 1-bedroom in Miami is $2,550. With more high-income and out-of-state buyers entering the market, competition for housing is tough. Real estate experts attribute the rising costs to the wave of outside investors after the pandemic.
Most people start working inside homes, you know, they got particularly they got tired of it, so that's why they came down to Miami. We are 365 sunny days, so people would rather live in Miami or in Florida instead of New York or California. So what happened is a lot of people start moving into Miami and it increased the demand of houses. So that's why the prices went up and up. And also the interest rate.
For students like Darren Virgil, there is a constant worry about whether his family will be able to make ends meet.
There has been times, my mom has talked about maybe times that she wanted to leave Miami just for like better locations, just for not only for school, but just for like more like to see what the cost of living is in other states. Florida is by far one of the most expensive states in the U.S. for me to live. At first, we was moving to Georgia. In 2019, we was gonna move to Georgia, but I got a scholarship for FIU during the pandemic that allowed me that to pay for like all my tuition. So my mom just wanted to stay here. But you never know. There's times inflation can go up, increase throughout the years.
Even those who once lived comfortably, untouched by financial worries, have had to adjust. Fabiola Balsa, a local real estate agent, has been living in Miami for 9 years. The rising cost has forced her to make a shift in her lifestyle to be more financially conscious.
I change the places where I go to buy things. For instance, I used to go every single day to Publix. Okay, now I try to go every 15 days with a shopping list, and I choose what things I have to buy in Publix, what things I have to buy in Walmart, what things I have to buy in Aldi. So I have to go like 4 different places to buy the same thing that I used to buy just in one place.
Despite the challenges, people like Fabiola remain hopeful, but she has considered many options, risking the commodity of her and her family.
Sometimes I feel like we should look for a cheaper place, less expensive, or sometimes I say, well, because we are a family of 3 and we have 3 bedrooms, maybe we can move to a 2-bedroom. But when I compare the prices of the rent, it's almost the same. So I'm not sure if it's really worth to move, because the expenses of moving out is also high, because you have to pay for the movers, you have to give a first month deposit, you have to give, you have to expend more money if you need to move.
Miami's inflation isn't just a local issue. It's a warning sign for the nation. Economists worry how this may impact people across the country.
South Florida, in many ways, is literally as well as figuratively in the eye of the inflation hurricane. And some of those, I would say, are structural, meaning long-term. Some of those are cyclical, meaning short-term. And what we'll be watching, obviously, in the coming years is how do these impacts really affect not only how Floridians live and achieve their financial goals, but how it affects Americans all across the country.
Miami's inflation crisis has shed a light on a broader issue affecting cities across the country. As residents continue to adapt, the future of Miami remains uncertain. Will the cost of living continue to push people away? Will the city come up with better solutions to keep its longtime residents from being priced out? One thing is certain: people in Miami are strong-willed, and their struggle for an affordable future is far from over.